Okay, so get this. We're always hearing about AI getting smarter, right?
Right.
But what if the next big thing isn't just intelligence, but like empathy?
Hmm.
That's what we're diving into today. We're
Interesting.
looking at this McKinsey and Company podcast episode
Okay.
from back in July 2020.
All right.
It's called Getting the Feels. Should AI have empathy?
Catchy title.
It really is. And it
Yeah.
really gets you thinking like, should AI have empathy?
Right.
And if so, how?
Yeah, how would that even work?
Exactly.
It's a really interesting question and gets right to the heart of, what AI could become.
Totally.
That episode features Minter Dial.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
He wrote a book called Heartificial Empathy.
I love that title.
Yeah.
Heartificial Empathy.
So he argues that empathic AI could be huge, like a total game changer.
Really?
Not just for businesses, but for humanity as a whole.
Wow. Okay, so break it down for me. What's Dial's vision?
Well, he talks about how we could design AI to understand and respond to human emotions.
Okay.
Moving beyond cold calculations and into something more, human.
More human.
Yeah.
So, like, picture this. You're dealing with a frustrating customer service issue,
Ugh, I hate those.
and instead of getting stuck in an automated phone tree,
Worst.
you're talking to an AI that actually gets your frustration.
Huh.
Is that helpful or kind of creepy?
That's a good question. That's the kind of thing Dial wants us to think about.
Okay.
He thinks empathic AI could completely revolutionize customer service.
Hmm.
Make those interactions smoother and more satisfying.
Interesting.
Imagine an AI that not only solves your problem, but also anticipates your needs.
That would be pretty amazing.
Right.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but I gotta say, the idea of a machine trying to understand my feelings is a bit unsettling.
I get that.
So where else does Dial see this playing out?
Well, he talks a lot about the potential in healthcare,
Okay.
like AI-powered tools that could not only diagnose illnesses,
Yeah.
but also provide emotional support to patients, going through tough times.
Oh, wow.
It could really personalize care in a way that goes beyond just treating the physical symptoms.
That's an application I can definitely get behind.
Right.
But let's play devil's advocate for a second.
Sure.
I can't help but think about the potential downsides.
Of course.
Could we be stepping into some ethically murky territory
Uh-huh.
by giving AI the ability to mimic human emotions?
That's a really crucial point. I think you're right. Diley lays out a compelling case for the benefits.
Yeah,
But there are definitely valid concerns.
for sure.
One is that we could be blurring the lines between humans and machines
Right?
in a way that creates confusion and potentially even distrust.
And what about the potential for misuse?
Oh, yeah.
If AI can understand and respond to our emotions,
Uh-huh.
couldn't it also be used to manipulate us?
Definitely.
I'm thinking about targeted advertising that preys on our insecurities.
I see what you mean.
Or even political campaigns that use AI to spread misinformation and sow discord.
Those are all really important things to consider.
Yeah, and then there's the even more fundamental question
What's that?
of whether a machine can ever truly understand
Yeah.
and experience emotions
Uh-huh.
like a human being,
Right.
or if it's just cleverly mimicking what it's been programmed to do.
That's the big question.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this artificial empathy, it's not just about AI acting like it cares, right?
No, not right.
Now he's talking about something deeper.
He is.
What does he actually mean by that term?
He's getting at this idea that AI could, in a sense, learn to feel.
Learn to feel.
Now, he's not saying AI will become sentient or conscious like humans,
Okay.
but he believes we can develop algorithms that allow machines to process and respond to human emotions
Uh-huh.
in a way that goes beyond just recognizing patterns in our speech or facial expressions.
So it's not just about recognizing a frown and saying you seem sad,
Right.
but actually understanding the underlying reasons for that sadness and
Exactly.
responding appropriately.
It's about moving beyond surface-level interactions to create AI that can engage with us on a more meaningful level.
This is all so thought-provoking.
It is.
But I keep coming back to this question of whether we should even be trying to create AI with empathy.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
And it's one that we'll need to explore further as we dive deeper into this topic.
Well, I'm definitely hooked. What else did this McKinsey podcast uncover?
Oh, there's a lot more to unpack. Well, one of the things they talked about was the need for something called empathy audits.
Empathy audits.
Yeah.
Okay, now that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
What are they talking about?
It's not about robots hooked up to lie detectors or anything like that.
Okay, good.
It's basically a way to test how well an AI system understands and responds to human emotions.
I see.
Like a checkup to see if it's truly grasping the nuances of human feelings.
Okay.
Or if it's just mimicking what it's been programmed to do.
So it's like making sure the AI isn't just going through the motions, but actually getting it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you could end up with an AI therapist that just throws out generic platitudes
Right.
without really understanding what the patient is going through.
Yeah, these audits would be crucial for making sure that AI systems are actually providing genuine and helpful interactions.
Especially in sensitive fields like healthcare or mental health support.
Exactly.
So thinking about all of this, it's hard not to wonder about the future of work.
Uh-huh.
If AI starts taking over jobs that require empathy, where does that leave us humans?
Yeah, are we all going to be replaced by emotionally intelligent robots?
That's what I'm wondering.
It's a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
And the McKinsey podcast touched on it too.
Okay, so what did they say?
Well, it's true that some experts believe empathic AI could lead to job displacement in certain fields,
Like what kind of fields?
like customer service, healthcare, even education.
Okay, so not exactly a rosy picture for those of us who rely on our emotional intelligence to make a living.
Right.
But is there another way to look at this?
I think so.
Okay, how
The
come?
podcast also highlighted the perspective that empathic AI could actually create new opportunity for humans.
Really new opportunities. How?
Well, imagine a future where AI handles the more routine tasks that require empathy,
I see.
freeing up humans to focus on the more complex and nuanced interactions.
So instead of replacing us entirely, AI becomes more like a partner,
Yeah, like a collaborator.
taking care of the basics, so we can focus on things that require uniquely human skills.
Right, things like creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving.
The kinds of things that AI, even with empathy, might struggle with.
Exactly.
I like the sound of that. It's all about finding that balance, right?
Yeah,
Making sure AI is used to enhance our capabilities, not diminish them.
absolutely.
The McKinsey podcast also emphasized the role businesses play in all of this.
They did.
What did they say?
Well, they argued that companies developing AI with empathy need to be incredibly transparent
Transported about what?
about how their systems work and what data they're using.
Okay, so it's not just about the tech itself, but the whole ecosystem surrounding it
Right. They also stressed the importance of clear guidelines and regulations.
to prevent misuse.
Yeah, and to ensure that these technologies are developed and deployed ethically.
You know, this whole conversation has been a whirlwind.
It has.
On the one hand, I'm excited about the possibilities of empathic AI.
Yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't want technology that understands and responds to our needs on a deeper level?
I know. It's pretty mind-blowing.
But I also can't shake this feeling of apprehension about the potential downsides. It's a lot to process.
It is. It's a conversation that we need to keep having.
For sure.
The future of AI, especially when it comes to something as complex as empathy.
Yeah,
It isn't predetermined. It's something we're actively creating.
that's a good
We
point.
have a role to play in shaping what it becomes.
This deep dive has taken us on quite a journey.
It has.
We've explored the potential benefits of empathic AI,
Uh-huh.
from revolutionizing healthcare to tackling social issues like loneliness.
Yeah,
We've also grappled with the potential risks,
of course.
from job displacement to the ethical implications of blurring the lines between humans and machines.
It's a lot to consider.
It is.
It's clear that empathic AI has the power to reshape our world in profound ways.
Yeah, but the question remains, how do we ensure this technology is developed and used responsibly? You know, it feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this topic.
Yeah, there's so much more to explore.
The McKinsey podcast really focused on the why of empathic AI,
Right.
but it left me wondering about the how.
The how.
Yeah, like how do we actually go about building this technology in a way that's ethical and responsible?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
It's one thing to imagine all the possibilities,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to figure out the practicalities
Mm-hmm.
and the safeguards we need to put in place.
Exactly. We've talked about empathy audits
Right.
and the need for transparency from companies developing this technology.
Yeah.
But what else needs to happen?
Well, I think for starters, we need to have a much broader conversation about the ethical implications.
Yeah.
It can't just be tech companies and AI developers making these decisions
Right.
in a vacuum.
It needs to be a wider discussion.
Exactly. We need ethicists, policymakers, and the public to be involved in shaping these technologies.
I think that's so crucial.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up in the cool factor of new technology.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But we have to remember that these tools have the potential to impact all of our lives.
They do, every single one of us.
So we need to be thoughtful about the kind of future we're creating.
Absolutely. And that involves thinking about potential unintended consequences.
Like what?
Well, for example, if we develop AI systems that are really good at understanding and responding to our emotions,
Yeah.
could that lead to people becoming overly reliant on those systems for emotional support?
Oh, that's interesting.
Could it actually hinder our ability to develop and maintain real human connections?
That's a fascinating point. We're already seeing some of that with social media,
Right.
where people are curating their online personas and seeking validation through likes and comments.
Exactly. And could empathic AI make that even worse?
It's definitely something to consider.
It is. And then there's the question of access and equity.
Access and equity.
Yeah. Will these technologies be available to everyone,
Hmm.
or will they primarily benefit those who can afford them?
That's a good point.
Could we see a widening of existing inequalities if access to empathic AI is unevenly distributed?
These are big questions.
They are huge
Yeah,
questions.
I don't think there are any easy answers.
No, not at all. But I do think it's vital that we're asking them now.
Now before it's too late.
Exactly, before this technology becomes so widespread that it's difficult to course correct.
I couldn't agree more. This isn't about being afraid of AI
No,
or trying to stifle innovation.
it's not about that at all.
It's about approaching this powerful new tool with a sense of responsibility
Yes,
and ensuring that its development aligns with our values as a society.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Well, this deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me.
Me too.
I started out thinking about empathic AI as just a cool concept,
Yeah,
but now I'm seeing that it's a lot more complex than that.
it really is.
It's not just about building smarter
It
machines.
saves so much more than that.
It's about understanding what it means to be human
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of future we want to create for ourselves and for generations to come.
I think that's a perfect way to sum it up.
So to our listener, we leave you with this.
Okay.
Take some time to reflect on what you've heard today.
Yeah, think about it.
What are your hopes and fears about the future of empathic AI?
What role do you think it should play in our lives?
And most importantly, how can you contribute to ensuring that this technology is developed and used in a way that benefits all of humanity?
It's up to all of us to shape this future.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of empathic AI.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.